Hello, Internet. My name is James, aka The Con,
And I'm Bobby, aka Bot.
and together we are. All right, so we're going to go over the news again after a brief hiatus. We have a lot to cover, so we're going to go through this in a reasonable amount of time, hopefully. And so let's talk about what was announced within the last few weeks. So the first thing is the Designs DK40 upgrade kit, and this is for the Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron or Dragon Megatron. I think this actually looks really good, and if I was getting this figure, it would be a must buy because I do like this figure. So hopefully this will come out in Cryotech colors and I'll be able to pick it up.
I actually like it as well. I don't have the figure. I'm not planning on getting it, but I thought you would be all over this. So
yeah, it really makes the figure pop and it looks a lot better. So come on, Hasbro, release Cryotech so DNA Designs could create a proper one. So for you Legends collectors, we have the New Age, New Age 40 H46B Wildfire, which is the Shattered Glass Inferno. And the colors are actually taken from one panel of a comic book that's very, very small. I saw somebody posted on, I think, TFW. What do you think about this figure, Bobby?
I love it. And if I was a Legends collector, I would jump on this. I love the color, that mute green. I don't know why, but I really like it. And I've thought about picking this up, but I don't want to jump into that rabbit hole of collecting Legends figures.
I completely agree. I think this thing looks great. I love the colors, and it's not really very noticeable in these pictures, but there's actually two muted greens on there, and it really pops. And I don't have a picture of it, but they have a like yellow spray that he could spray out of his hand, and I just think that works perfectly for a Shattered Glass figure.
Yeah, and that gold on there looks really good as well. So yeah, it looks very good. Well done.
So more New Age figures. They have their clear backdraft and Daedalus, which are obviously Inferno and Grapple. And for you guys that collect clear figures, I think these look great. I love that the black is different on both of them. Daedalus or Grapple has more of a brownish clear, while Inferno has more of the black clear. So I think they did a really good job with differentiating the two.
Yeah, what you said. No, I'm not a fan of the transparent. It looks like two light bright pegs.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And so yeah, it looks like a light bright kit. So not a hard pass, but a strong pass for me.
It would be a hard pass for me. The only clear figure I think I would want would be a Starscreen, Ghost Starscreen.
That's what I have, and that's good enough for me.
Now on to some leaks from Hasbro. We have the Legacy Evolution Deluxe Crosscut, which is a repaint of their skids, and I don't remember, I think it's Burnout, the black version. And I think this looks really good, except for the red tires. I think that really makes it look cheap and almost like a knockoff or a kid's toy. They should have done black tires with red rims or something, because it takes away completely from this figure.
I hate to agree with you, but I do agree. In bot mode, it looks really good because those tires aren't showing, and that would actually sell me on the figure. But that alt mode is terrible. Those red wheels, it's very cheap. Red plugs, red tires, red rims. It looks bad.
Yes, I completely agree. I have the Masterpiece version, and I will be skipping this, even though Crosscut is my favorite version of the Skids mold. So
I haven't got that one yet. So
I actually have a Masterpiece you don't have, and a G1 Masterpiece with that. Wow.
Yeah.
We have the Authentics Alpha Starscreen right here, which is for their cheaper line, and I think this looks good for what it is. I had the original Authentic Starscream that I repainted, but I think it's a pretty good figure for what it is.
I am on the fence. the bot mode looks pretty good. It actually looks very G1-ish in terms of the colors and the profile, but that's pretty much all I can go with.
Yes, and again, I think these are for children. So I think it would be a good transforming figure instead of like a one step up from the rescue box.
Yeah, 8 steps is pretty good to start off with.
Yeah, exactly.
More than some of
And
my
then
G1.
it does. And then this is the Authentics Bravo Optimus Primal. So I guess Starscream's Alpha and this one's Bravo. And I think this looks pretty good. Everything that I said for Starscream applies here. I think this is a great kids toy. It looks like there's more paint on it than some of the mainline legacy figures, but I do think that it looks pretty good.
I agree. It does look pretty good. I'm not a big fan of Beast Wars, but it looks pretty clean. And the funny thing is, and maybe because it's this view, I don't see a ton of gaps. Maybe turn it to the side and it would be there. But I mean, it looks well done. It looks filled in. It looks pretty solid, like a solid figure.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I think there are gaps throughout it. I think it's very gappy if you look at the forearms and the biceps and the thighs. But if I was to get this and I was 6 or 7 years old, I would have been happy.
No, it's hidden. It's hidden pretty good.
More than some of the legacy figures. Speaking of legacy, we have Core Class Thundercracker. Now, will you be picking this one up, Bobby?
The crazy thing is I have Core Class Skywarp, so it's a possibility. I don't know what it is about Seekers. They always get me. So it is more than likely that I will be picking this up.
I'm right there with you. I will be picking this up. I have Starscream and Thundercracker at my desk at work. I have a little Legends display, the cheap Legends display. So I'm glad that to put this back in there. And I'm also very happy that Hasbro learned from their mistake with Skywarp and actually added his null race, because I had to buy those off of eBay.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So moving on to some Rise of the Beasts leaks, we have Thundercracker. Goodness gracious.
On your brain.
My brain is fried. We've got Cheetah. And I'm not a big fan of this, to be quite honest with you. I don't like the brown. I don't like the blue maximal symbol. Like, what's up with that? I don't think I'm going to be getting much of this line.
Those leg warmers make me think Cheetah is about to go to the gym and work out a little bit. That brown is terrible.
He's going to do an aerobics class, because that's really what it looks like. And I don't understand why they wouldn't use gold instead, which is a staple in Cheetah, why they chose brown. And we've seen the trailer for the movie. He's very monotone. All of the Beast Wars characters are very monotone. So I don't understand that.
And then even in the transformation, I mean, where does that brown, it'd be different if the brown was hidden somewhere and, who knows, but it's like he has pants on in the back or something like that. It looks terrible.
It does. It really does. And I also added this picture to show just how small this figure is. Kingdom Cheetah is already a very small figure, and this figure is a little bit shorter, but a lot less bulky, which you could say is more proportional or whatnot. But I just wanted to add this to show how small this figure actually is.
Yeah.
And it's $5-6 more than Cheetah was.
See, I haven't even thought about the price on it because it's such a hard pass for me. That brown just really throws it off. I think I like the Cheetah head. It does look a little bit more vicious, I guess, and not as silly as the Kingdom version. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there are some good sculpt on here, but still, I'm passing on this. And if I pass on this one, I'm passing on all of the Beast Wars figures unless I'm going to repaint them.
Of course.
So another Rise of the Beast leak was Scourge. And I was actually very excited when I saw Scourge was going to be the main bad guy. But this looks weird, and I am not liking what I'm seeing. What is going on with those hands? They're like tentacles.
I I don't know what I'm seeing. This it looks bad all the way around. I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
literally somebody was moving and had their transformers in a box, and they just threw
Hmm.
everything in there, and then they just grabbed this out and laid it on the table, and this is what it looked like.
Yes, and I wouldn't doubt that it is mistransformed. That,
Definitely mistransformed. I definitely see
yes,
that, but yeah,
but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
I'm
So
not either.
we'll see. You know, maybe it'll turn me around, but I yeah. And then more Rise of the Beasts. This was just today. We have the core class, RC, and Freezer. Now, the only way I'm going to pick up Freezer is if he turns into an actual Freezer, because I will buy that for the novelty. But it's a hard pass on both of these as far as I'm concerned, unless they repaint that RC as something cool. But her arms are just straight back in vehicle mode. They didn't even try to do anything with those.
Man, I do like the front wheel actually has a rim on it, a motorcycle
Mhm.
rim. Um, that I like the colors of RC. That's about as far as I can go with it. And Freezer looks like something from a Gremlins movie or something like that. It's bad. It's all the way bad.
It
And I
is.
don't I can't with this line. I'm so
No,
disappointed.
me too. And I was reading somewhere online where Hasbro's trying to get the G1 into the movies because they know that's what sells now after, you know, the War for Cybertron trilogy. But it seems like the movies are pushing back. Paramount or whoever is in charge, I don't remember who, is pushing back, saying no, we need to make it look like Bayverse. And I think that's where we get this split literally down the middle of Freezer and RC. Completely different aesthetics.
Yeah, I'm I can't. I don't even. I'm at a loss of words. Like literally, that thing is ugly. That's all. I can't put it
I,
any
I
other way. That thing is
I've
ugly.
got the
I think that's my
toaster
least favorite of the
I've
whole
got the
line.
freezer I mean, I've got the toaster transformer, which I don't even know if you know there is one. So I will buy it if it's a freezer, but if it turns into anything else, I will not be picking that up. It turns
What
into, I
is it?
guess it turns into a weapon. It's like a weaponizer.
A weaponizer. It has to be a weaponizer. But even even still, God, that's just it's horrid.
Yeah, it is. So let's move on to something maybe a little bit cooler. I took the best screenshot I could have, but via Ben's Collectibles YouTube channel, we were able to see 11 Resources Metroplex, which is 120 centimeters. So I guess this is going to be going up against Like Toys' Metroplex. And this is a KO, I think it looks like a KO of the one that came out a long time ago. I think it was just Generations. I don't think it was a Cybertron trilogy or anything like that. So I think this looks cool as an alternative, and I think it's going to be substantially cheaper than Like Toys if it's anything like their Optimus Prime or Nemesis Prime, where that was what $400. So if this stays around that price point, I think it will be drawing quite a bit of people to it.
But the question is, are you in on
Repaint it as Metro Titan, then I'll buy
it?
it. I have no need for a Metroplex in my collection. He's boring, in my humble opinion.
So I think I'm in on the Like Toys David, I believe it's called.
Oh,
Uh
is that what they're calling him?
whenever the price gets announced, I think I'm in on it. I saw the video of this as well. I really like the video presentation. I'd have to see more though.
Yes, I think this will be a good alternative, and it might come out sooner than Like Toys. So
Yeah,
we'll see. But I do think the Like Toys looks better, 100 times better than this. 100 times.
yes,
There's no comparing the two, but this one might have the price advantage of
yes. I like the double
a
ramp
four
on
foot
this.
tall. Yes, exactly. All right, well, why don't we move on to some updates for figures that are coming out sometime soon. So the first one is we have colored images of Star Toys ST01, which is their Blitzwing. And I've got to say, in color, this thing looks a lot better.
Wow.
I'm not going to pick it up. Don't get your face too happy, because that crotch, there's no details from the mid waist all the way down to the feet, and I cannot deal with that. But I think it looks good, you know, especially for a collection like yours, the Toon collection. It's great, and I also don't like the hard cuts in the biceps and the thighs. I think that could be engineered a lot better.
Wait, so I've seen it up against photos of G1 Blitzwing, in particular the parts you're talking about, and it actually looks pretty spot on with the thighs and things. So
no, I mean the cuts where it swivels.
oh, I got you.
That's
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
Okay, got you. I initially was out on this. I agree with you. In color,
Really?
it looks great. And so I am picking it up. And I'm actually really excited. I have the other, I have the DX9 version of Blitzwing and the KFC version of Blitzwing. And, you know, they serve their purposes for the time. While I'm waiting on fans' toys for whenever they're going to come out, I think this will be the best out of the three. And then we'll see what fans' toys does.
That sounds like a plan. I think that will be a great display.
And I can have one in each mode for right now.
Moving on to XTransbox, we've got the Aegis yellow diamond version and the striker type diamond version. So they look fine, I think. I don't like that the face is the same color, but I do like all the accessories, and I really like that alternate head sculpt that they come with.
And they're repaints, James. You're supposed to be all over this.
Not, but they're Toon repaints. It's a big difference.
So you'd be looking for like a purple and black or pink and green or something like that, possibly.
Well, yes, but I'm thinking more of the aesthetic.
Gotcha.
So, and I've had problems with XTransbox in the past. I don't think I'm going to be picking up any other figures anytime soon. So, but that's a story time for another day.
Yeah, I am not in on these. I think they would just be more filler than anything on my shelf. Maybe if they're on sale, 50% off, 35% off, something like that, maybe I'll jump in. But so far, no. I have the other versions from XTransbox.
And I did want to highlight this because you talked to me about this. That yellow is completely different from the painted yellow and the plastic yellow, just like your grapple, which means they didn't fix it. And that would be a deal breaker for me.
Yes, I actually transformed my grapple today. Coincidence, and that stands out a lot to me right there. That's really bad on that one.
Now, at least it's on his back where you wouldn't see it, but it still would be annoying to me.
Yeah.
All right, next we have another XTransbox. This is MX32GN, which is their blades. And I don't know why, but this thing looks funky. In robot mode,
good or
the proportion, no, bad. The proportions just look weird in robot mode. Maybe it's the angle of this render. I think the arm mode looks phenomenal. And I even think the helicopter mode looks pretty good. But that bot mode is weird looking to me. I don't know why.
Wow. And isn't Blade your favorite of the?
He is, yeah. It just looks, and again, it could be the angle, but I looked at a few of the pictures and it's just, I don't know. It's a little, it doesn't look right. It's not how I would think of my blades.
Well, I'll show it to you when I get it, because I am all in on this, and I think it looks great in all three modes. I don't know what you're looking at that you don't like in the bot mode, but to me, it probably won't be in bot mode for long, as he is definitely going to live in combiner mode. But that arm looks great.
I agree.
The alt mode looks great, and my only thing is, from previous versions of blades that I have from all manufacturers, this one, how are those blades standing up in that angle? A lot of them fall to the side, or they don't, you know, tab in or click into where they stay in one particular, excuse me, position. So that looks really clean how they are right now. And I wonder if it will stay like that.
And it doesn't look like from the other pictures there's anything to really hold it up. So that's a really
Right.
good point, and I'll be interested to see how that works.
That little pistol he has, I don't know what damage he's doing with that little gun.
It could be the cricket from Men in Black. It's the strongest gun. It's stronger than Defensor's guns.
It must be.
All right, moving on to something that I'm interested in. We have the TransArt BWM08 Transmetal Black Widow, which is obviously Black Arachne. And I wasn't going to get this. I was going to wait till they repaint it as RC, but I think I'm going to have to pick this up. This is the one figure that I do not have in Beast Wars, was Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia, and it is the reason, close your kids' ears if they're watching, that I do not believe, that I stopped believing in Santa, because I did not receive this one year. So I think I need to get this.
You know, it's funny. I just ordered the Transmetal rat.
You did? Oh, wow.
And,
look at you. You're going to get all the Masterpiece Beast Wars now.
But I don't think I'm going to get this. I don't know. It hasn't grown on me yet to pick it up. It just looks like a bunch of colors on a figure. I don't have any connection with it at all. So I think it's going to be a pass for me.
That would make sense. But I'm seriously thinking about picking this up. And if they do that RC that I have from BotCon 2001, I think it was, it's pink and pearl, like RC. Bought in a heartbeat. That one would already be pre-ordered.
I could see your face when you grabbed it.
Oh God, I'd be so excited. All right, moving on to something that I'm also kind of excited about. I'm on the fence about depending the price. This is Dr. Wu's DWE04T Prime Commander Toxic Limited version with trailer. Ooh, that's a mouthful. And this is obviously Toxitron. And I really like it. I think he is cute as all can get out. And he's so tiny. And I don't really have a reason to pick him up besides he's cute. And I love that it says Toxic Danger on his trailer. That is just so adorable.
When I saw this, I thought about you. I know how much you wanted an MP version.
Mm-hmm.
And my question though is, what price does it for you? $50?
No, this thing would have to be like, that's why I don't think I'm going to get it. It'd have to be like 20, 25 bucks.
What about 35 bucks?
That would be pushing it, but I might get it. I might be getting it. Yeah.
Somewhere, I think I heard somebody say $35, but I actually like it as well. That's another can of worms I don't want to open with the Dr. Wu figures, because some of them are really not that expensive, but it can add up really, really fast. And I wouldn't know where to do with myself.
Yes, I think, I don't know. I'm conflicted, and he also doesn't go with anything that I have. I just think he's cute.
Do it.
We'll see. We'll see. Keeping with the Legends collectors, we have Legends Tantrum from King Toys. And this actually looks really good. You know, I've got the Firmament because I repurposed it. I won't be picking this up. But I think it's cute, especially in the bull mode. I think it looks really adorable.
Yeah, not for me. And it's not because it's Legends scale. I don't really like it the way it looks in bull mode. The bot mode looks really cluttered, especially around the head. I can't tell, like I can barely see his face because there's just so much going on around him. And the leg mode looks good, but that's pretty much all I can say for this one. Some of the others I've liked better, but this one, no.
Yeah,
this is my least favorite out of all. This is my least favorite out of all the ones.
How about the normal sized Tantrum?
Oh well, you know, I'm waiting on that to get delivered. Yes, I'm waiting. Well, and even I needed to finish off my set. So even if I didn't like it, it would just be my least favorite out of all of them.
Okay,
But
just
it's a
curious.
needed one. Yes, it's needed.
Now let's move on to something that I think is just completely dreadful, and I don't know why anyone would purchase this. We've got new images of the MP Trailbreaker from Takara. I don't even need to say anything. This thing just looks disgusting on all facets to me. It has a good head sculpt, I'll give it that. But everything, proportions, the legs, and good alt mode though. But that's it.
So I don't love it, but I am picking it up. I have the XTransbox version and I have the Fans Toys version. I need to see which one I like the best, and I feel like I need it for that purpose. It's not my favorite as of yet, but I might be surprised. I've seen a side by side with 5 different versions, and it actually didn't look that bad.
All I know is I've seen it side by side with Fans Toys, and Fans Toys kicks its butt. I cannot stand the ratio of the chest go straight from a box to this teeny bitty waist to these skinny legs, and then they go big again. It just, and I know that's how it looked like in the cartoon, but I do not care. This thing is not for me. I would pick up Freezer before this.
Oh, that's
if they were the same, even if Freezer was $500, I'd pick Freezer up before I buy this thing.
Oh, now you're digging deep, James. That's bad.
That's bad. The moment I saw this, I was like, "That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen."
I'm really I'm taking it personal now.
That's fine. You can, because you didn't design the toy, so I can say whatever I want.
Oh man, that's bad. that's a lot of dislike right there.
I really don't like this figure. But who knows? They're going to repaint it in green, and I'm going to pick it up. So that's my mind working in weird ways. So another thing that we've talked about is the MP Raiden, and I guess this came with MPG03, Yukikaze, and this is the promotional images for all of them. And if you guys like this, good on you. I hope you guys enjoy your Raiden. It's gonna be like $1,500.
When we did our video of our favorite figures from 2022, Radiotron was on my list of top 5. So I love the Moon Studio version. I have not picked up any of these and do not plan on picking up any of these unless they are giving them away or something like that. If I won a contest, then great. But otherwise, I am not a fan, and I'm definitely not a fan of the price point. They're small, they're expensive, and they don't look as good as the Moon Studio version. I'm sorry.
I agree, and I think the proportions on that combined mode are whack. The
It does
waist
look,
is I think the arms are too big.
they do look chunky.
It looks like if you were to cover up, I'm doing it right now, even though you can't see, cover up the from the waist up, it looks good, and from the waist down, it looks fine. But when you combine the two, it looks off.
Yeah, it looks like me before I hit puberty. Long arms, big feet, and short.
Oh, now you have to get it's the Bobby Transformer.
Oh yeah, no, that I grew out of that. It looks like 4'11" me with a size 11 shoe.
All right, let's head back into Legends territory, and we've got New Age's Gabriel, and then we got new colored images, and obviously it's a Legends Omega Supreme. And I chose this picture right here where he's squatting down to show how much posability it has. It's kind of surprising for an Omega Supreme figure to be able to pose like that.
That is gorgeous. And that pose is actually from an episode in G1 when he's sitting down talking to Prime and about his dislike for the Constructicons. So that is amazing. And if I was to dip my toe into Legends, this would definitely be the one that would do it for me. This is gorgeous. The colors are great. I love it. I love everything about it. And when I saw the name, I was thinking of the DX9 version,
Mm.
since it's called
Yeah, no,
Gabriel as well.
I do like this as well. I don't know how big it is, but if it is substantial enough and they release it in the Omega Sentinel, I believe it's called, colors, I might pick that up because I prefer those colors.
Of course you do. The blue,
Of course.
honestly, if I was to pick this up, I'd pick that one up too. They're good for doing repaints, so more than likely it's coming. But yeah, that is gorgeous right there. I'm stunned.
Yeah, New Age has been doing some good stuff. And we also have new images of Magic Square's MSB07A Red Cannon. Now this is the repainted version of their Sideswipe. And this again looks really good. It has some great posability. It's super small. I should have added the picture where it's as big as a match car, but I think this looks really cool. And I would love to see some company like this take a hint and actually make the same size, the match car ones of the Robots in Disguise from 2001, all of the GoBots from that. I think that would be really cool because they could be the same size that they originally were, but with all the modern posability.
In bot mode, this looks good. Alt mode, yeah, it's not. It misses the mark. The Lamborghini Countach is my favorite car of all time.
Okay.
And it just doesn't do it for me. It looks like the alt mode was an afterthought. The bot mode looks really good, but the alt mode looks like an afterthought, and it looks too compact, I guess. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but and I'm not a fan of the blue windows.
I agree. I don't know much about cars, but it does look off.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's coming up, what's going to be released soon, what we're going to get our hands on.
Yeah.
So first thing is for you. This is XTransbox MX19A Le Pulp, which is Quintessence Inquisitor.
It should be coming anytime now. I do have that pre-ordered. I had the Dr. Egg, which was the Quintessence Judge. And granted, the mechanics in it, the mechanical stuff in it didn't really work that well, but its presence on the shelf looks great. And this one, we saw it at TFCon Chicago, looked great, and it just looks beautiful. If the mechanics don't work, not a big deal for me. Like, the arms are supposed to spin around and probably the eyes light up or something like that. And I think even that beam lights or something like that. I wouldn't care. It's gorgeous, and it's perfect for my movie shelf.
They do look really good, especially with MX19B Palpus, which is another one. I think they look good. I won't be picking them up. I don't have any connection to them. I like the movie. I remember them from the movie, but I'm not going to be spending the money or, more importantly, the shelf space on these guys. But they look good, and I'll be happy to see them in your collection.
Yes, my movie shelf will definitely welcome these two.
And then we've got King Toys Huge Rhino, which is their Headstrong. This one is, you can already pay for it on Show Z. I have it coming to me already. I think you do too. It's the last one we need. And I do like this figure. Honestly, I think it looks really cool. I can't wait to get my hands on it and actually mess with it and have Freddy King. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep them in their individual modes or as Freddy King. We'll see.
Oh, that's news.
Well, I like the wolves. Those are some of my favorite figures. So, and they're his feet. So
that stance that bull is in looks amazing. And again, it reminds me of an episode. I think it was Call of the Primitives, and
yeah,
he actually took a stance just like that. They were all running, and he just turned around and stopped running, and made some heroic, monologue about why they don't run. And so he didn't last long after that. But it looks really good in both modes, and I'm really looking forward to it. just to complete that Freddy King and see what it really looks like with all the other.
Yes, I agree. I'm a little iffy because this one has gold and some of the other ones have orange and stuff. But I think it'll look good altogether.
Razor Claw has enough gold to go around.
And then some. And then we have the DNA Design DK38 upgrade set for Motormaster and Menasor. And this thing looks pretty good. If I was going to get this figure, I would need to buy this. This makes it look like a premium piece, and I love the giant gun it has.
I have 4 of the 5 Stunticons, and I am almost certain I'm picking up this set. DNA does really good upgrade sets anyway, but it does tremendous work on the trailer. I always thought the trailer on Motormaster was just way too short, so all the pieces kind of combine with the trailer and make it look, it corrects that proportion. It makes Menasor taller, which I like, and I like the bigger feet as well. The chest plate looks great, and I think there's actually a way you can actually kind of alternate which way you want it to go, where you can do the chest plate that had the car on the chest, which is that red, that's from when I was a kid on the G1 version, or you can do the chest that's on the lower left. So I do like that you have the option to do either or. So I'm 99% in on this.
Yes, if I, like I said, if I have this figure, I would get it. And if they make a G2 set, I might be picking that up and I might get this. Moving on, we have Planet X PXC03. I'm not even going to try to say that this is Victory, Leo. I'm all in on this. I've already got Victory, Star Saber. So I do plan on getting this. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it 100%, but I feel like I need to get it. But so I might not be picking it up right now a little bit, but I do like this. I think it looks cool.
I thought you would be all in on this. That alt mode, the lion alt mode,
the lion looks amazing,
gorgeous. That plane mode, I mean, I don't even know why they did the plane mode. It just looks terrible. From any company that's made it, it just looks bad. I actually was in on this until a little birdie or a little con told me the size of this, and I immediately jumped out. Just too small for my collection. But I almost picked up the Star Saber just because I wanted this set. But I'm out now. But it looks great. It looks amazing, actually.
It does. And I think I'm going to be picking it up. It's just a matter of time. I don't know. There's just a few other things that we'll get to that I think I'm going to be picking up first. So we're not there yet, though. First, we've got the Magic Square Spider Gear and Energy set of 2, which is their Gears and Wind Charger. These should be coming out soon, and I think they look perfectly fine for what they are.
I totally agree. They look really good in bot mode, not so much in alt mode. They kind of look like Micromasters, in alt mode. But the bot mode looks really, really good. And I think they nailed it for Gears and Wind Charger.
I agree. The only thing that it might be the type of plastic they use, but it looks cheap.
Yeah.
How the light is reflecting on it, it looks like what I've heard some KOs be called. It looks like shampoo bottle plastic. Now, I don't know if that's how it's going to actually be, but that's what my eyes see.
Yeah, the alt mode, that's what throws me off for them. But otherwise, again, I think they look great in bot mode, though.
I agree. So now we have Metagate G05 Air King, which is their Pterosaur, and here's it in Pterodactyl mode, and here's it in robot mode. And what do you think of this, Bobby?
It looks very detailed, which I like. I love the colors, but I'm not attached to the character. the alt mode looks really good. I mean, I can't. Pterodactyl is one of my favorite dinosaurs, but I think I'll be passing on this. I'm sure you're going to have something different to say about that.
I 100% different. This thing's only $100. I thought it was going to be like 200, 250. And when I saw that price, everything changed. Pterosaur was my favorite toy as a kid. I loved him in the show. I love everything about this. So I'm probably going to be placing an order tonight with Shozi. Like, and that's why I don't know if I'm going to get the Victory Leo, because between the two, who would I have more fun with? It would be this. This guy will look perfect right next to my Masterpiece Cryotech, Masterpiece Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia, the Blue Bolt that I'll be getting. So I think this is going to be really good, and I cannot wait to get this. And the transformation actually looks fun. It doesn't look overly complicated. So I think this is what I was alluding to earlier, where I think I'm going to be picking this up.
You'll have to show me, and maybe you'll sway me.
I can't wait. I think this thing looks. It already sold out once on Shozi. That's why I'm picking it up right now.
Oh, gotcha.
And for some reason, I don't think the Planet X Victory Leo is going to sell out anytime soon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that have been waiting on this figure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, moving on to the last thing, we have Magic Square MSB36 Doomsday Original Exquisite Pink version. And this is obviously Megatron, and it's just a repaint of the Megatron. I don't have much to say. It looks good. I think if you missed out on the original one, this would be perfect for you.
Oh man, how I miss the days of Megatron being a gun. That looks amazing. And that is probably the biggest error, even though I understand why, that Transformers made when they changed Megatron from being a gun. But to me, it looks amazing. If I collected, I would pick this up just for that in itself. It looks great. Everything proportion wise, I love it. I love the figure in both modes. Yeah, I would definitely pick this up.
Yeah, I think it looks good, and I love that he's holding a little small version of himself in that first picture.
Sometimes you got to hold yourself, you know.
So let's talk about what just came out. The first thing is something I know you're going to be getting. So what is this, Bobby?
Carrie. Yes. So DX9, I don't know. I mean, there seems to be a little life support on them. I heard rumors that maybe the unique toy side now has owned DX9, like DX9 was defunct and they may have taken him over or something like that, because we're seeing a lot of DX9 re-releases. And I do not have this figure. You've talked highly about it, so it is on its way to my house now, the metallic version, even though it doesn't really look that very metallic to me.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah, I don't know why it's called the metallic version compared to some of the other metallic versions that we've seen, which shine. This thing is like, I don't understand. Maybe they're just calling it that, but it looks great. And I'll be excited to see what you think of it. I know you have really high hopes for it. I think I love it. I have the Shattered Glass version. I will just warn you, this is an older figure.
Oh, yeah.
So don't expect Fans Toys level of engineering. I think it's fun.
Yes. I'm not. And I'm actually, I mean, if DX9 happens to still be around, and I'm going to actually dive into their G2 Minosaur figures as well.
We'll see if they come out. They didn't come out. Yeah, they might have to complete it.
Yeah, 2 more.
So hearkening back to what we talked about earlier, we have XTransbox MX9B Payin, which is the Hoist Diamond Blue version. And I think this one, out of all of them, looks the best from the ones that we talked about earlier. I think it looks great. I like the alternate head. I like that it says Wrecker on the side. If I was going to pick up any of them, it would probably be this one. Now, am I going to pick it up? No, but it looks good.
You said that too fast. You didn't even like contemplate it.
There was no contemplation.
I literally like this one. Blue is blue and red are my favorite colors. So the blue shines to me. I do also like that it says Wrecker on the side, and I have their hoist, of course, and it's a good figure. And again, if it was on sale, I'd pick it up. I don't think I'd pay full price for it though.
Yeah, I agree. But it is good. It does look good.
It does look really good.
All right, so for our last item of the night, it is the Beast Alliance Blue Bolt. Now, this is a kind of a weird one. So the TFW 2005 user, Ditropic. Now, I don't know if he's on any other social media with any other names. He worked with the actual KO company Beast Alliance to make this happen. And if you don't know, Blue Bolt is a figure in the Masterpiece Nemesis Prime or Amber Leo Convoy. I think that's what they're calling him. She's a character in there, and we don't know if it's a girl or a guy. And I think this was really cool. It's a small run. If you're interested, the link's in the description. And mine's gonna be to me in a few days. It already shipped out, and I'm very excited for this oversized KO. I am kind of annoyed because I bought another version of Silver Bolt literally the day before to paint it as Blue Bolt. Literally, not even 24 hours later, I see that they're making this. But that's fine because I would much rather have an oversized KO Masterpiece sized version. And I'm very excited to have Blue Bolt in my collection. I like weird repaints. She'll be getting, it's a girl, that's what I'm going to use it as. She's going to be getting a maximal symbol somewhere, and she'll be going with I think she's going to be with my universe characters, my Masterpiece Universe 1.0 characters.
You know, I happened to see this as well, and I think it was $60 or something like that.
You're correct. Yes. Yeah.
And then they had something where, buy two for 100, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you pulled the trigger before I could even say anything. I might have been in on it, and I know it's only $10. I don't know the figure. I'm not familiar with the figure, have no connection with the figure or anything. But just because of the excitement that you have for the figure, I thought about it. But I don't know if I'm willing to pay $60 for it. Call me crazy.
Well, you really surprised me because that's why I just pulled the trigger. I thought you were going to have no interest in this whatsoever. It's literally a repaint of a remold of a Beast Wars characters that's been knocked off. That line is so not what you want. On an obscure character that's in one comic that goes with a Masterpiece character that's never been in any other media before. So I was like, he's not even going to be slightly interested.
You know what?
So that's why I pulled the trigger. If I would have known that, I would have talked to you first.
What it's reminding me of, and I don't know why, maybe it's the blue and the legs and midsection area, but it's reminding me of Stratos, I think his name was, from Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
I don't know He-Man that much.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Looking at the legs and everything, and I had that figure when I was a kid. He-Man was another collection that I had as a kid, and maybe it's the blue. Again, I don't love the figure, but I don't know. I might have gotten it for the sake of getting
it. Wish I would have known that, because I actually really like the Airazor mold. I think it's a fun mold to mess with, and that's why I'm very happy to pick this up. Hopefully the quality will be good. I've heard good things about Beast Alliance, so I think I'm good to go. So,
well, you have to keep me posted.
I'll let you know. And last I checked, he said there were some left. It was a very small run. So if you're at all interested, check the link in the description and send him some money, and you should be able to get one. But they could be sold out by now. No guarantees.
There we go.
All right, guys. So that's everything we have for you. So I know it was a lot, but we'll be back on schedule next week. And let us know what you're going to be getting. Like and subscribe as always. Share this video around, and we'd appreciate it. And until next time.
Till all debates are won.
See you later, guys.